Today I'm showing you step by step how to make this next level carrot cake. I'll walk you through my entire cake design and recipe development process as I remake one of the most famous and timeless cakes, showing you how I transformed the carrot cake from classic to iconic. My name is Louise and I'm a self-taught cake artist. Welcome to another episode of my baking series from classic to iconic, where I turn classic desserts into modern Entremet cakes. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make a modern version of the classic carrot cake. Besides the main flavors being carrot cake and of course cream cheese, this elevated version also contains brown butter and walnut flavors. It has more textures with praline and broken gel, and it's wrapped in an elegant cake design. I'm going to show you the process behind developing this cake recipe, my thoughts about recreating one of the most classic cakes, the carrot cake, and how I transformed the well-known cake into something I bet you haven't seen before. To make this cake, I'm also going to show you how to master the following techniques. How to make the moistest carrot cake, a fudgy brown butter with ganache, a creamy carrot broken gel, a crunchy walnut praliné, a rich French cream cheese buttercream, a smooth cream cheese mousse, an airy white chocolate with ganache, and a shiny mirror glaze. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new tutorials. I'm going to show you how to make the following layers: Walnut Crunch, carrot cake, brown butter with ganache, carrot broken gel, French cream cheese buttercream, walnut praliné, cream cheese mousse, mirror glaze, white chocolate with ganache, and chocolate decoration. Okay, let's get started. A typical carrot cake doesn't have any crunch per se, but crunch is always a must for me as I love to play with textures, and I just personally don't like a flavor experience of something only being soft. Here I was debating whether to use hazelnut or walnuts for the crunch. Hazelnut is often my go-to, as it's a flavor that fits well with most flavor profiles. But walnut is a more traditional pairing for carrot cake, and I also thought the more bitter flavor from the walnut would pair super well with the carrot cake and the other layers inside the cake. So I made a nutty crunch layer by mixing caramelized walnuts, white chocolate, fondue, biscuit cream, and salt. I here chose to use Biscoff cream to add a caramelized and spicy flavor to the layer, which I thought would pair well with the more bitter flavor from the walnuts. I spread the crunch out between two pieces of parchment paper and cut a circle with a pastry ring once it's set. I put the crunch in a pastry ring, and then we can start prepping the next layer. For the hero layer in this cake, I chose to make my very favorite carrot cake recipe. This cake recipe gives the moistest carrot cake with an irresistible carrot flavor, so this one was a no-brainer for me to make. I start out by mixing brown butter and oil with a hand mixer. I'm using oil in this recipe instead of butter, as I wanted to use something that didn't really add any flavor, so the carrot flavor really could shine through, and at the same time also make the cake super moist. I whisk eggs into the batter until it has a fluffy consistency, and then fold in flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and a bit of cinnamon with a spatula. The hint of cinnamon makes the cake perfectly balanced and gives it a spice twist that we know from the traditional carrot cake. Lastly, I'm adding lots of freshly grated carrot that not only adds flavor, but also makes the cake soft and moist. We then pour the batter into pastry rings and bake them at 185 degrees for around 13 to 15 minutes until a cake tester comes out clean. After the cakes have cooled, I adjusted the height of them to 1.5 centimeters by cutting off the top. I brushed the crunch layer with a little melted chocolate to make the cake stick, and then put the first cake on top of the crunch layer. We'll save the other cake for later. Now the surface of the cake just needs to set before the ganache can be added. Now that we have a slightly bitter crunch layer with walnut, a sweet and slightly spiced carrot cake, I thought a rich ganache would be the perfect addition. I was debating whether to make a lemon white chocolate ganache to add some freshness to the cake, but decided that the flavor would stand out too much and just didn't fully match the other flavor profiles. Instead, I decided to make a brown butter whipped ganache, as I truly love brown butter flavor and thought this rich and nutty element would fit perfectly with the other elements. To make the ganache, I start out by making brown butter by heating butter in a pan until it has a dark caramelized color and smells nutty. Then the butter needs to cool until it has a more thick consistency, kind of like soft butter. I then chop white chocolate, put it in a jug, heat heavy cream and glucose syrup almost to the boiling point before adding soaked gelatin and pouring it over the white chocolate. After it's set for around 1 minute, I blend until the mixture is combined, add the brown butter and blend again. Since this is a whipped ganache and not just a ganache, it needs to set in the fridge for minimum 3 hours in order to be whipped up properly. I chose to make it as a whipped ganache as I wanted this layer to have a super creamy consistency. After the ganache has set, I use a hand whisk to quickly whisk it until it is set. This happens rather quickly, and then put it in a piping bag. I pipe a 1 centimeter thick layer of ganache on top of the cake and level the surface with a spoon. Then I put the cake back in the freezer where it needs to set before we can add the next layer. For this layer, my idea was that I wanted something in the cake that had a pure carrot flavor, and I thought a broken gel would be perfect for that. After testing the gel, I decided that this very pure carrot flavor would match the other cake elements super well, and since this is a next level carrot cake, I also thought we gotta add some more carrot than just the carrot cake. I make the broken gel by heating carrot juice, sugar and agar-agar for 1 minute before pouring it in a container and putting it in the fridge for around 2 hours. After it is set, I blend it to a creamy consistency, put it in a piping bag and spread a thin layer on top of the ganache. I then put the cake back in the freezer so the surface can set before I add the second carrot cake on top. I here gently level the surface with a glass and put the cake back in the freezer. As we all know, we can't have a carrot cake without cream cheese. Traditionally, carrot cake comes with a cream cheese frosting, but I just personally don't like frosting, and since we're taking this cake from classic to iconic, I wanted to give this element a nicer texture and a less sweet flavor than icing. So instead I made my favorite French cream cheese buttercream, where I start out by beating egg yolks until it has a paler color. Sugar and water is then heated to 116 degrees and put over the egg yolks while whisking. I keep whisking until the outside of the bowl isn't hot anymore, as this otherwise can seize the cream, and the mixture has a thick and a more dense structure. I add room temperature soft butter, where I keep whisking until the butter flavor is gone, as this gives a more balanced flavor. I then whisk in room temperature cream cheese, where I increase the cream cheese ratio for a stronger flavor to resemble the traditional carrot cake. I then spread a 1 centimeter thick layer on top of the cake, level the surface and put it back in the freezer while preparing the praline. To add some more walnut flavor, I decided to make the purest form of walnuts, so a walnut praline. Walnut does have a stronger flavor than some other nuts, and it can also taste quite bitter if not balanced with other flavors. However, since this cake also has a rich brown butter with ganache, the French cream cheese buttercream, and a cream cheese mousse as the next layer, I thought the contrasting walnut flavor would be the perfect addition to the cake layers to make a more balanced cake. I make praline by melting sugar to a golden caramel, stirring in walnuts and let the nuts cool off fully. I then cut the nuts into smaller pieces so they're easier to blend, and blend them to a liquid praline with a strong food processor. I pour the praline in a piping bag, spread it on top of the said cream cheese buttercream, and level the surface to get a straight layer for a clean cake cut. Then the cake needs to freeze overnight. Now that all the cake inserts are done, I wanted to emphasize the cream cheese flavor further in the mousse, as the two main flavors of a carrot cake first and foremost are carrot and cream cheese. I wanted this mousse to have the consistency of a traditional mousse and not just to be a no-bake cream cheese filling, as that would give the cake a different consistency and not have the stable and airy consistency from a mousse. I therefore decided to add a bit of white chocolate to the mousse, as this helps stabilize the texture and gives the mousse a more rounded flavor. I start out by melting white chocolate and putting it aside. I then move on to soaking gelatin, heating heavy cream, vanilla and lemon juice almost to a boil. The lemon juice helps adjust the sweetness of the mousse and also adds some freshness. We now mix the gelatin in the hot cream before it's poured over the white chocolate mixture. Mixing cream cheese and icing sugar, I increased the amount of cream cheese as I wanted this to be the most prominent taste of the mousse. I then incorporate the whipped cream cheese to the mixture. While this cooled to lukewarm, I'm whipping heavy cream to a lightly whipped foam and gently fold it into the chocolate/cream cheese mixture. I pour the mousse in a silicone mold with acetate baking sheet and gently press the frozen cake down in the mousse with the praline facing downwards. Then it needs to freeze completely overnight. To decorate the cake, I already knew I wanted to create a sort of flower on top of the cake. To make the base for the flower, I decided to make a white chocolate whipped ganache to be piped on top of the cake. Here, I start out by melting white chocolate and putting it aside. I then heat heavy cream almost to a boil, whisk in soaked gelatin, and pour the hot cream over the chocolate while stirring in the middle with a spatula. Lastly, I pour in some cold heavy cream in the ganache to ensure that the ganache will be able to be whipped up nicely later on, and put the ganache in the fridge where it needs to set overnight or minimum 6 hours. Since this is a carrot cake and I wanted the visual look and appeal of this cake to display that as well, I decided to make a very orange mirror glaze. I created an orange shade which would be slightly transparent on the cake itself, which is why I didn't add any white coloring, as this gives a more covering glaze. I make this by soaking gelatin, heating sugar, water, heavy cream and glucose syrup almost to a boil before pouring it over white chocolate. Once mixed and the orange food coloring paste have been added, I cool the glaze to 34 to 35 degrees. I place the fully frozen cake on a baking cooling rack and pour the 34 to 35 degree hot glaze over the cake. Due to the temperature differences, the glaze will stick and cover the cake nicely with a shiny surface. As mentioned, I wanted the outside of the cake to represent the inside of the cake and that this is truly a carrot cake. So I chose a color scheme based on orange and cream white to resemble carrot and cream cheese. To make the flower decoration, I also made chocolate discs out of white chocolate and sprayed them with pearl shimmer spray for an elevated effect. And if you want to learn more about how I create the chocolate decoration for this cake, you can check out my chocolate decoration courses that I have linked here. In the courses, I also teach you how to temper chocolate and how to create my 10 signature decorations that I use on all my cakes. To create some contrast within the flower, I made the middle out of isomalt inside a small pastry ring, as I wanted a transparent flower middle instead of white chocolate. Now let's assemble all the elements. I first put the 2 chocolate ribbons around the cake. Then I whip up the ganache, put it in a piping bag with a large round pastry tip and pipe a layer on top of the cake. Then I'm adding the last chocolate ribbon and place the pearl shimmer sprayed chocolate disc on top of the cream. Lastly, I place the isomalt flower middle on top of the cake. The final result is the most elegant carrot cake that I think looks super cute and ready for spring. The contrasting orange and cream white colors to me truly resembles the carrot cake with lots of carrot and cream cheese from inside and out, taking this traditional cake from classic to iconic. I can't stop eating this one. It's really so good. There's not gonna be a lot left. I love how the carrot cake is really complemented by the walnuts, adding some bitterness and some warmness to the cake, while also the brown butter just fits perfect with the other flavors with the rich cream cheese. Really an amazing flavor combination. The added textures with broken gel and praline combined with the brown butter and walnuts really takes this classic cake to the next level. So if you love carrot cake, I think you're gonna love this elevated version. I hope you get the chance to make this amazing carrot cake at home. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, and you can also check out my Entremet cake playlist here. See you in the next video.